Inheritance features can be used to capture different states in the manufacturing of a model. For example, you can have a part that is first cast and then machined. And in this video, I'll show you how to take a part that's in the final machine version and use inheritance to capture the cast model. So I've got this part over here, this gearbox, and let's say that this is in the final machine version, and I want to use an inheritance feature to capture how it was originally. Let's use the new button to create a brand new part, and I'm going to call this new part the gearbox/cast. And I'll use my default template and then click OK. And in my new model, to create the inheritance feature, I'll go to the Get Data Overflow menu and then choose Merge/Inheritance. Initially, this starts out as a merge feature. Let's use the Open button to grab the part, and I'm going to use InSession to locate it. And for locating it in my model, I can simply use the default constraint. Hit the check mark, and again, it starts out as a merge feature. By clicking this button on the ribbon, you can toggle it to an inheritance feature. Now I will go to the Options tab, and by clicking inheritance, you get this Varied Items button. And there are 8 different kinds of objects that you can make varied in an inheritance feature. But when you're trying to capture the different manufacturing states, you're mainly concerned with features and dimensions, although you might have different geometric tolerances and surface finishes. And I'm going to show you features, and I'm going to assume that some of these different holes in the model are going to be machined later on. And so let's use the pick button to select a feature. There we go. And it's represented as a cut. We'll change the new status from resumed to suppressed, and it's going to want to add the children. Looks like it added some protrusion and draft for those surfaces, and let's use the pick button. I'm just going to select a few other different features. Add the children, and let's see, let's grab one other one. Use the plus button, and then grab this one. Oh, looks like it was already grabbed. Let's find one more feature to throw in here. There we go. Let's use the plus button to grab this one and change it to suppressed and add any children that are necessary as well. Now, one other thing that I want to show that's involved in this is that sometimes you have a situation where you have a feature that's going to start out at a bigger diameter and then you're going to machine it down. And for that, I'm going to use the Dimensions tab and the plus sign, and let's select, say, this one over here. And right now it's got a diameter of 0.8, and let's say that initially is going to be slightly smaller. Let's make it 0.75. And then we can hit the check mark. And I always like to change the name of the inheritance feature to indicate the model that it came from. Now I hit the check mark again, and our inheritance feature is created. And if you expand it here in the model tree, you can see all the different features that were brought over. I'm going to go to my tree filters for a second. Oh, looks like suppressed objects was turned off. And now you can see the features that were suppressed by the merge inheritance feature. And one other thing that I want to show you is, again, sometimes you might start off with extra stock on the part in the cast version, and then it's going to be machined away. And so this is a situation in which I can also use flexible modeling to add that back in here. So for example, I could select this surface in here, and then from the mini toolbar use the move command. And if I click an edge to select as a reference, that is going to give me a dimensional value. And let's say I want to add in here another 50 thousandths. I can plug that in, and actually for my references, if I want more than one surface, or I want on this surface as well, I can add it in there. And so in the merge inheritance feature, you can put in more other features in order to capture that model as it's going to be cast.